Hi there, music fans. Welcome to another one of my polls, another top 10. And today I'd like to give you my top 10 favorite tracks by the fantastic Ricky Nelson. One of my favorite singers of all time. When I was a little kid, my three favorite singers were Cliff, Elvis, and Ricky. And yeah, still my three favorite singers of all time. Absolutely loved them. So I've loved Ricky Nelson right since I was really, really small. So I thought I'd give you my top 10 favorite tracks. So number 10, I have one of the later tracks. I think it's the early 70s, and it's a song called So Long Mama. It was the B-side of Garden Party, the big country music hit. And yeah, absolutely love So Long Mama, and it's finally on Spotify. They finally put the Garden Party album on Spotify. I've been waiting a couple of years for to put it onto Spotify. I have it on vinyl, I have it on CD, but I was waiting for it to go onto Spotify because I love making up my own playlist on Spotify, and they finally added the Garden Party album. So that's my number 10, So Long Mama. Number 9 is a rock and roll classic written by the Burnett's, and it's Believe What You Say. And absolutely love it. Just a fantastic rocker, one of the live favorites from the right from the 50s up to the time of Ricky Stet in 85. Just a fantastic rocker. Number 8 is another one of the later tracks, and I wasn't really into his later tracks until much later. I only loved his early stuff when I was really younger, but as I got into my later 20s, early 30s, I started listening to a lot of his later stuff, particularly with the Stone Canyon Band. And I absolutely love this song. It's called Life. Absolutely beautiful song. And it's written by Ricky again. And yeah, absolutely love it. So number 7, I have Milk Cow Blues. One of my favorites. It's actually my favorite version of Milk Cow Blues ever. I know it was covered by Elvis. He did it on the Sun Sessions. And Eddie Cochran did a great blues rock and roll track of it, but I think the best rocker version of it is Ricky Nelson, and James Burton's absolutely fantastic guitar as well on Milk Out Blues. Absolutely love it. So number 6 is another classic rock and roll track, and it's My One Desire. Absolutely love that one as well. Now, the first time I heard that was by the Stray Cats in the early 80s probably, because I used to love the Stray Cats as well. They were keeping kind of 50s music alive when I was really younger. That pretty much them and Shakin' Stevens were keeping 50s music alive back in the 80s, and they were the first version that I heard was by the Stray Cats, but I love Ricky Nelson's version. Is the definitive version for me, My One Desire. So here's my top 5 solid absolute classics. And number 5, I have Garden Party. Absolutely stunning track. Ricky Road in the response to getting booed off stage in Madison Square Garden in the late 60s. And yeah, the fans wanted him to do all the rock and roll stuff and look like he did back in the Ozzy and Harriet show, and looked like that teen idol Ricky. And obviously Ricky was trying to fit into the late 60s, early 70s. He was pretty much a hippie at this stage, and he wanted to change his style and change his music. And he was singing songs like the Rolling Stones, Honky Tonk Women, and Dylan tracks. And he got booed off stage, and he went home and he wrote this song, Garden Party, and became a country music classic. So that's my number 5. Number 4 is just a beautiful track, and Ricky had some amount of beautiful ballads, and one of the best ones for me was Lonesome Town. Absolutely stunning, haunting track. Absolutely love Lonesome Town. It's a bit like Heartbreak Hotels, that type of um, uh, bluesy kind of. Absolutely love Lonesome Town. It was featured much later on in the movie Pulp Fiction. It got a kind of new lease of life when it appeared on that soundtrack. Yeah. So number 4 is Lonesome Town. Number 3 is probably my favorite of all Ricky's ballads, and it's Up to You. Absolutely love that track. Just fantastic track. It's Up to You. Number 2, It's Late. Absolutely fantastic track. Absolutely love it. Yeah, well, the first version I heard of that was by Shakin' Stevens back in the early 80s, and then I heard Ricky's version, which I preferred, and absolutely love it to this day. It's Late. So my number 1 Ricky Nelson track of all time is the fantastic Stood Up. Absolutely classic rock and roll track, and it's just a definitive rock and roll track. Absolutely love it. So that's my top 10. I know I left a lot of classics out. Never Be Anyone Else But You. Hello Mary Lou didn't even, it's probably just missed the top 10 because that features a fantastic guitar solo by James Burton. I actually seen James Burton in 2010 in Vicar Street, Dublin. And when he performed, he was performing the Ricky stuff and Elvis stuff. And Billy Swan was actually doing the singing. And when they performed this song together, James Burton's guitar solo got, I think it got the biggest cheer of the night when he did that solo. Absolutely stunning track, Hello Mary Lou. So that just missed the top 10. Another one that just missed the top 10 for me is another one written by Ricky. It was on his second album and it's called Don't Leave Me This Way. Absolutely love it. And again, a lovely solo guitar by James Burton, acoustic guitar, just absolutely fantastic. And one more thing I wanted to say was another big reason why I got into Ricky Nelson, probably when I was a kid, because I used to love westerns. I still absolutely love westerns, and Ricky featured in my favorite western of all time, Rio Bravo, with John Wayne, and I think he absolutely looked amazing in that movie, and he's still is still one of my favorite movies of all time. It's my second favorite movie after Something Like It Hot with Tony Curtis, and yeah, so that's my top 10 Ricky Nelson songs. I'll give them real quick again. So Long Mama, Believe What You Say, Life, Milk Cow Blues, My One Desire, Garden Party, Lonesome Town, It's Up to You, It's Late, and my favourite track, Stood Up. So just for fun, that was my top 10 by the fantastic Ricky Nelson. And Ricky Nelson was the first celebrity death I was ever aware of as well. I was only 10 when he died, or I just turned 11 actually at Christmas 1985. He died on New Year's Eve 1985, and we got the news on 1986, the New Year's Day, and I still remember being shook as a little kid because that was my first celebrity death. But absolutely love Ricky Nelson to this day. Still listen to him. Still love the music, and yeah, he's up there somewhere rocking now. And so that's just my top 10. If you have any comments, leave them in the section below. If not, thank you and bye.